Tired of paying rent? We will help you achieve the dream of homeownership. 0 down, payments lower than rent. That's how LGI markets its homes. But behind the promise is a system that's been driving families into foreclosure at 4 times the national average. It started with an anomaly in our mortgage database. We saw that LGI is an extreme laggard in terms of delivering value to its customers. An analysis of resale value across the 20 largest home builders in Florida showed that LGI was one of only a few home builders whose homes depreciated over the last 4 years, while Florida real estate increased by approximately 80%. Hunterbrook found that LGI Homes, one of the leading national home builders, is targeting renters with misleading marketing and aggressive sales tactics to convince them to buy homes at inflated prices that they can't afford. Here's the playbook. Step 1. Send out flyers to apartment complexes and blanket social media sites with ads showing deceptively low monthly prices, with tempting language like, "Why rent when you can buy?" The advertised prices, in fine print, rely on unrealistic assumptions about mortgage rates and don't include taxes, insurance, HOA, and other fees that can add up to 70% more to that monthly figure. Step 2. Bring renters into the sales office for a scripted, high-pressure pitch. It's a system that the company calls the LGI Way, a proven system for converting renters into buyers at a rate unmatched by its competitors. One former LGI sales rep told Hunterbrook they were expected to convert 20% of customers on the very first day of their visit. The LGI buyers that Hunterbrook interviewed said, in retrospect, they felt deceived or taken advantage of. We also reached out to dozens of former LGI employees. One former employee, who was especially candid with us, said most people who responded to LGI's ads were very, very low-income people, and LGI's training was simple. Don't tell them no, see it through, there's gold in there. They may bring a cosigner. In fact, one shopper, Marissa, told Hunterbrook she was pressured to bring a cosigner. She said LGI initially told her she'd qualify for a 0 down loan, but then later told her that she needed to add her grandfather as a co-signee. Then they told her that still wasn't enough and she needed to ask her grandfather for his savings. Her grandfather was in hospice care.
They knew the credit score one and they knew how much money we had. I feel at the time going from renting and being younger that we were kind of preyed on.
Luckily, Marissa was able to get out of the deal, but others, like Gregory Armstrong, haven't been so lucky. Armstrong, a disabled veteran, lost his LGI home in Dallas to a foreclosure 2 years after he bought it, unable to keep up with his payments.
When you look at the math, there's no way that I could afford a house for $300,000 with $2,000 plus a month of a mortgage. But I didn't know that, so they took advantage of the situation.
And he's far from alone. Nationwide, LGI homeowners are about 4 times as likely to face a serious threat of foreclosure than the average FHA loan holder. And that's a conservative comparison, because an FHA has a higher risk pool of borrowers. And while LGI promises affordability, LGI appears to sell its homes at inflated prices compared to other home builders. Hunterbrook's analysis shows LGI homes often sell for about 28% more than competitors in the same areas when calculated in price per square foot. Even as high interest rates and home shortages continue to drive homeownership out of reach for more Americans, prompting many other major home builders to lower their home prices, LGI continued to raise prices through the end of 2024. In fact, instead of lowering home prices, LGI just spent more money on ads to convince people that buying LGI is still a good idea. LGI's buyers aren't getting affordable homeownership. They're getting bait-and-switch ads, hidden costs, and mortgages they can't sustain. At least they're self-aware. At closing, LGI gave a new homeowner a jar of jelly beans labeled "Buyer's Remorse Pills."